On the ground, base is pretty simple. So if Liam goes to turtle position with his head pointing this way, if you look from above, that's the silhouette of his body, outline of his body, right? The silhouette of his body. And then he's going to have 4 posts, okay? When I bring the silhouette over the post, he's easy to sweep. That's how you get sweeps, okay? You bring the silhouette of the body over the post. It occurs never usually like this, but always at X, on an X. I call it the skinny X. So we go from the left shoulder to the right hip, or the right shoulder to the left hip. So here's the silhouette of Liam's body. When I get his right hip over his ankle in this direction, here, easy to turn over. So when we're wrestling and we're turning the guys over from turtle, we're turning them over because we're bringing them over the skinny X, right? If I do a classical scissor sweep, and I get here, what I'm doing is I'm bringing the silhouette of Liam's body over his right knee. The angle is right here, right? If he sits back, yeah, his body is back, but when I bring him up and bring his body over, then he becomes light. That's how all sweeps work. All sweeps in jiu-jitsu work by bringing the silhouette of the body over the post at an angle that's going to be a skinny X. An upa, a turnover, works the same way, right? So Liam's on his back. I take mount. He grabs my arm. If he tries to roll me at 3 o'clock, I can easily post and stay on top, right? Tries to roll me at 12 o'clock, I can post and stay on top. If he does a skinny X, which is right here, I'll post, but what happens, freeze, what happens is eventually my shoulder goes past my wrist, taking a silhouette over that post, and he sweeps me. So a good upa is always skinny X. So on the ground, base is pretty easy to define, easy to see. Now that you guys have seen that, anytime you look at a sweep, look at that angle, figure out what part of the X they're using, and your sweep will be more efficient and you'll be able to solve problems, okay? Standing is a little bit different. So if we stand to our feet, here he has good base side to side, but weak forward back. If he stands sideways, good base forward back, weak side to side. So as a grappler, we're going to be in a big L like this, right? And we're not boxing, so we're not going to get bladed. But for everything we're going to do for standing jiu-jitsu, we're going to keep our hips and shoulders facing our opponent. This is very important because one of the things we're going to talk about today is even if you blade just a little bit like this, you set yourself up for takedowns because it's easier for them to move the silhouette of your body. So everybody stand up. So first thing is I'm just going to set my base a little bit. I'm going to sink, relax my hips, okay? Now if I step into base, if I step forward, I don't go like this. I'm too sideways. I'll get off balanced and swept. I step out, okay? You'll notice my right foot is almost a perfect L. If I step back, I don't want to go here. I get swept backwards with a foot sweep or whatever. When I step back, I step out. As much as I hate to say it, it almost looks like traditional karate. And we're not trying to get to the balls of our feet and move real fast and hit. That's not the point. We're trying to set ourselves into a position where it's very hard for people to make us step. Because throws and sweeps from standing involve one person making the other person have to take a step, and then you off balance them. You want to be hard to make step. So as we get base, you step forward and out. Now you have a good L. Your knees are bent. Your hips and shoulders are facing, not bladed. You step back, good L. My hips and shoulders are facing, okay? So Liam's here. He sets his base, step back, good L, hip and shoulders facing. Good. Okay, so now I'm going to grab his gi. He's going to grab mine. We'll take the grip like judo grip, right? And then we'll grab above each other's elbows and we'll both take base, okay? So good L position. Go ahead and get to that spot. Good. Now watch here. Watch here. Look here real quick. If Liam steps in a line, so step behind your left foot with your right foot, so you're kind of straight facing me, and he's like this, it's very easy for me to take that way, okay? If he steps in a good base like that, it's much harder. But he turns his shoulders sideways, kind of like you would if you're boxing. He blades. Now watch. Very easy. Why? Because I'm taking his shoulder past his post, past his hips. So here's his shoulders. He turns sideways. His shoulder goes past the point of where that hip is. Now he has to step or get thrown. So when he gets good base and he keeps his shoulders square to me, and I can push him like that, I can't make him step. Not without me also using a lot of force, okay? Then he turns sideways. Oh, now it's no problem. So that's what I want you guys to feel with each other real quick, okay? Go ahead.